Hello there and welcome back to my Mass Effect Andromeda information series. My name's Josh and today we are going through the multiplayer. So the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3, it wasn't bad. Like it was a solid experience. It was like a horde type defense mode. You did co-op with up to 3 other people. And you had all the normal mechanics of the single player. You had biotic powers, you could do the tech powers, and you had your normal weapons you could use. It was really cool, and you had different races, which is really nice. You could play as Tyrion, Asari, Krogan, Volus. I think there was a Volus character you could play as. I never played all of them because I didn't play it enough to really unlock them. But yeah, you had options to play as other characters, which was other races, which was really cool. First time we ever got to do that in a Mass Effect game. So in Andromeda, they're kind of doing it again, but they said they want it to be a more refined experience, which is kind of naturally evolved from what it was in 3. So there's a card-based economy where you earn XP and credits, so it kind of sounds kind of like, it's the same sort of RNG drop thing a lot of games have now. There's microtransactions, but no real money's required. Apparently everything you can get in game normally, microtransactions are just kind of a shortcut, which EA like to do in their games anyway, and that's EA, that's not Bioware, that's EA putting in their businessy stuff, which is, they just do that, and EA do it and they're dicks for it. But in some ways EA always do it, they do shortcuts. Basically it's the same in Battlefield. You can buy all the assault rifles and you just have them, you don't have to work to unlock them, which is kind of cheap. But if someone wants out there just to spend the money and not have to bother, then fine, they can waste their money on it. I'd rather just have the sense of achievement of unlocking it myself. So yeah, that's just there, not really a problem. It's nothing being kept back, you can still get it normally. It's just kind of a shortcut thing. You still set the map and the enemy like you did in 3. You can also, there's modifiers now, which is quite cool. So there's some which give you like less health, so you get like more XP, or you get more damage, so you get less XP, that kind of thing. So there's different, and there's probably going to be other things, I don't know what I can think of, but yeah, there'll be other stuff. Maybe there'll be one where jetpacks don't work or something like that, which could be quite cool. There's also they're going to be releasing Bioware said they're going to release custom crafted missions with their own unique modifiers that players can't change. Almost if there'd be like a sort of weekly mode, kind of like what Overwatch does in when you get the different modes every week they do, when it's like one hero only and that kind of thing. So yeah, kind of just a weekly modifier mission kind of that you can do, which is quite cool. And I don't know how many there'd be, if it is a weekly or it might be a daily or whatever, but yeah, it's kind of cool they do it. And from doing these missions you get a third currency called mission funds, which allow you to directly purchase items and weapons. Whereas normally the cards you get are like RNG based, but if you do these special Bioware designed modified missions, you can basically get the credits to buy what you want, which is quite cool. And they're kind of limited time and probably very special weapons, unique weapons, and they're kind of like they're on a timer and they change every now and then. There'll be daily weapons, weekly weapons, that kind of thing. So the idea of introducing this sort of daily and weekly need to come back to multiplayer is kind of cool. In multiplayer you play as the Apex Force, which is a militia strike team for the Nexus, which is the big giant hub thing we talked about in the first part, I believe, or was it the second part, I can't remember. But yeah, so yeah, it's just kind of, it gives you a purpose to what you're doing. Different enemies use different tactics, same old as normal Mass Effect really. Some have more shields, some have heavy biotics, so that kind of thing. So you got to adapt your tactics accordingly and what you use, but you do that anyway. You've been doing that since Mass Effect 1, so it doesn't really matter in that regard. It's just kind of a natural refinement of it, but there'll be unique kind of ways in which they do it. They said playing multiplayer will have advantages for the single player, but they said it does not affect the ending of the game. And it's something I think this is what they got a lot of backlash for in 3, which is, yeah, it is a pain in the arse. In 3, you have to do the multiplayer to get your galactic readiness up, which gets you the best possible ending in the main game of Mass Effect 3. But that ending difference was just a minor difference in dialogue, I think. I can't even remember what it was just a minor difference. I think it meant that like in the destruction ending, Shepard would do that and be alive. That's what you get for doing the multiplayer. So it was such a minor difference, but pretty major at the same time with Shepherd's Life. So they've said that is not a thing in this time, which is good. And they said they want to avoid, and this is something they've released quite recently actually, they said their goal is that they don't want people to, you know, be forced into multiplayer who want a single player only experience, which was the main complaint in Mass Effect 3. So they like say that they want it to be a very nice, refined, fun experience to do, but not something that's forced. But they are linking it to single player in a way, in that basically in the campaign in single player you'll have these little missions you can send teams to do, kind of like they did in a lot of games do it, but I think Dragon Age Inquisition did it. Basically you had little missions that needed doing, and it was like, who do you want to send do this, and then they go do it, and then they have a little timer, 20-minute countdown, and then they come back and you're like, oh, mission successful, we got this resource, blah blah blah. You can do that, or you can go and be the team which does that in multiplayer. So that's kind of cool. So if you don't want to touch it, you don't. You still get the same rewards in campaign. Either you just wait 20 minutes or you go and do it yourself there and then, which is kind of cool. Suggesting that multiplayer is going to be really interwoven into single players. If you're like, oh, this mission pops up, do you want to send a team to do it? Yes. And then it might come up, do you want to be this team? And then you can go and matchmake other players and just do that mission with other players. So that's kind of cool and really unique, and not many games have really done that before. So that's really different and new, actually, thinking about that now. I kind of glanced over it earlier before I did this recording, but yeah, that's really cool, actually. Really cool. I'm kind of excited for that. Yeah, that's nice. I didn't even think about it. There's a prestige mechanic. All games have now. You get XP and you level up, and then you can prestige. Basically you have different characters. It says you earn regular XP and prestige XP, and it says prestige XP goes into every character of that type. So for example, tanky characters. So yeah, so like your tanky characters, you can level them up overall using prestige. So it seems like if you have a tank character and a healer character, then if you level up your tank character, you start earning prestige XP. So if you made another tank character, that could then be the same level. Kind of like the champion point system in SO. Once you hit level 50, you start earning champion points. If you make another character, when that hits level 50, you'll be whatever the champion point rank is on your first character. And the other characters, yeah, they're all the same rank once they hit the max actual level. So that's kind of cool. So you can get bonuses from that. So you can get extra health for tank characters, probably extra damage for DPS characters, that kind of thing. So yeah, they're really going, again, like all games are doing now. I can imagine it being a very sort of hero type multiplayer kind of. There's going to be roles, there's going to be maybe a healer, you know, DPS, that kind of thing. But also suggests there might be like specials or ults kind of. So yeah, it could be a really fun experience and just different and just nice to play. It's not forced on you. But it has a nice interwoven thing with single player that's entirely optional. You get the same thing for either doing it or not doing it. So yeah, it sounds really cool, multiplayer. I would definitely check it out. Definitely. Yeah, it just sounds fun. I did like the multiplayer Mass Effect 3. I just didn't have a reason to return to it once I was done with it. So like I said, if they have these dailies and weeklies and that kind of thing, it could be something which kind of keeps my attention for a little bit longer than normal. Yeah, definitely. So that was the multiplayer. Next week, the final part, we're talking into the sort of choices bit, the whole Renegade Paragon system, which is key, and also just the future of the series. So it's a bit like a kind of, yeah, final part next week, and looking to the future of what they're planning. So that's it. I will see you in the next part. Bye guys.